Somebody called me at the last meeting
No.
and said they didn't come to the meeting. Right, Tom? The press and the Down Beach Current were notified of this meeting, and a copy of the same was posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and on the municipal website. Meeting will come to order. Would you please stand for the flag salute? Attention, salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tom, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Becker.
Here.
Mr. Blumberg.
Here.
Ms. Taube.
Here.
We have before us for approval the minutes of our May 16th meetings. What is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes?
I'll second.
Mr. Becker.
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg.
Yes.
Ms. Taube.
Yes.
Is there any public comment?
Sewell, 22 West Drive. Mayor, your 6-point pledge here clearly states that you aggressively pursue shared services. We will actively seek joint opportunities. 120 days have passed. What have you done to aggressively seek and actively seek these joint shared services? What have you done so aggressively in the past 3 weeks?
Move on, John. I'm not here to answer your questions.
You're not here to answer the taxpayers' questions
I'm
to
not
save
gonna-
money with joint services,
I'm
Mayor?
not here to answer your questions.
Oh, well, that's rather impudent. But let's get on to something more serious, Mayor. Unlike you, Mayor, and your cohort, co-conspirator and co-defendant, the solicitor does not totally lack the capacity for veracity, nor is he devoid of a moral compass. And much like the Hebrew national hot dogs, he answers to a higher authority. Now, I want to make it very clear to the solicitor, because I don't want any hard feelings between us, but that interpretive statement, I want that to be thoroughly clear, Mayor, covering all issues, including the issues which former Mayor Reel pointed out, that it's a 50-year tie-in contract, that it has mandatory fill-ins, and that if there's not a federal share there, the taxpayers are obligated to pick it up. We could be on the hook for a minimum of $13 million and a maximum of $92.5 million. I want to see all that in the interpretive statement, because I think if the solicitor does not include that, he is making material misrepresentations. He is being fraudulent with the taxpayers.
John, can I interrupt a minute?
Yes.
I think I'm trying to follow you, and
I'm sorry if I speak over your head. I'll reduce it to pre-natal if you like.
I don't believe that I've missed any meetings. And I don't recall that the 3 commissioners have discussed any referendum or potential referendum publicly. Have I missed something? So you're assuming that there's going to be a Dune referendum with an interpretive statement?
I believe that the solicitor spoke about the interpretive statement.
I don't believe we've discussed and formalized that.
Formalized is different. But the solicitor has mentioned the interpretive statement.
I don't even believe as commissioners we've agreed to it.
Listen.
That there is going to be a referendum.
I hope not.
Okay. I'm just telling you what
I'm just giving the solicitor fair warning that if there's an interpretive statement, I want it not to be misleading and not to have fraudulent misrepresentations.
And I will absolutely support that.
You will have that wording?
If in fact there is.
I hope it doesn't transpire. But on that same note,
John,
as I
I hate to
mentioned,
tell you that your time is up.
I was interrupted, Mayor, so I have an additional...
I took that into consideration, John. You have 15 seconds, John.
Let's 15 seconds.
Use it.
And I also want in any potential statement references that the state would have to pick up those easements and not the taxpayers of Margate City, as Ocean City taxpayers had to pick up. Because these unfunded mandates from Trenton, Mayor, they can get mighty pricey down the road.
Thank you, John.
I think I've used my time.
May I address?
May I address him first? Okay. John, sit down and I want to ask you, I'll answer your questions. Can you give me a little bit of time? Give me 1 second. I want to respond to Mr. Sewell. Mr. Sewell, you keep bringing in my 6-point pledge, right? What have I done about shared service? I've been in meetings for 6 years, John, with our neighboring communities. Nothing has gotten done. Okay, John, my minute. In the last 3 weeks, Longport has backed out of an agreement that we had made with them to take over emergency medical services. So it's not us, John. We aggressively pursue that, John.
Pick up the horn of the Dennis County. They're ready, willing, and able.
I talked to Dennis Kelly on Sunday, actually, and Dennis has no legal representative there, okay?
No.
Sir, I'm sorry. Please
Yes,
state your
I'm
name.
Mel Green, 4 North Jefferson Avenue, and I would like to make the commissioners
Can you
aware.
wait 1 second? The solicitor had something.
Mayor, I think it's important to get Mr. Sewell on the right path here.
He's incorrect, by the way.
Those interpretive statements, you can't write a long, wordy explanation. And in fact, you're very limited to the numbers of words that can go on the ballot. But I assure you, it'll be fair and it'll be somewhat balanced, and you'll certainly, before it's official, you'll have an opportunity, everybody will have an opportunity to take a look at it. But they're not long statements because you're not allowed to be.
Mr. Solicitor, while we're on the subject, would you make clear to us commissioners and also the public about the referendum?
Yes. 11 years ago, or I think it was about 11 years ago, when this came up, a petition with 740 signatures proposed an ordinance. It was an ordinance by petition. That ordinance can't simply be revoked. If you have an ordinance by petition, then you either have to revoke that ordinance by petition by a referendum, or you have to abide by its dictates. And our ordinance says that if the governing body, basically, I'll paraphrase, goes in, makes an agreement with the state and federal government, that the people have an opportunity to vote on that and approve it or disapprove it. It's as simple as that.
Okay, thank you.
And Mayor, I will say too, there's a lot of incorrect information. It doesn't happen that the city would have to pick up the state and the federal government share. That is not true.
Scott, I agree that there's a lot of incorrect information, which is why I tried to schedule a public meeting for today. But I think Rich Gini's going to reach out to the state and try and schedule one for later, as the mayor and Commissioner Blumberg requested, because I think this misinformation that's out there grows legs. I think it's better to, we can have a series of meetings, but let's start them and let's get the right information out there, the facts.
Well, you're right, Commissioner. That sand dune will end up being 50 foot high before you know it, and it'll cost $100 million, which, of course, I'm kidding. But let's try to be fair and even and true. That we share that.
The truth will win.
objective.
Mr. Green, I apologize.
Okay. I was at the last Planning Commission Commissioners meeting, and on the agenda was the expansion of Johnny's Restaurant, and I objected to the expansion. Every time we have an expansion, we have an exacerbated problem on Jefferson Avenue with the delivery trucks delivering food to Johnny's. And I actually have pictures here. This is prior to Memorial Day, so it's off season, but the tractor trailers will pull right up in front of a driveway and block it. That's not too bad, but during the season, what happens, the cars are parked on either side of Jefferson, and the truck will stop right in the middle of the street to deliver food to Johnny's, and they'll be there for an hour. This creates obviously a traffic safety problem in that cars, for instance, in Dr. Anastasi's office, if they want to get out, they have to go the wrong way on the one-way street. Jefferson is one way toward the bay, and I've seen that happen, plus the fact that people can't get out of their driveways. This has happened several times last year. Johnny's now aware of it. However, I do have a solution, and the Planning Commission suggested that I talk to you about it, and that is on the east side of Jefferson Avenue, from Ventnor to the parking lot behind Johnny's. There's parking spot that will fit a tractor trailer. Just like Castle's have, they have an area for loading and unloading certain times of the day, and that would be certainly a possible solution to have that same restricted parking on the east side of Jefferson Avenue that would solve the problem, I believe. And I don't know the procedure for getting that done, but...
Mayor, I attended the planning board meeting, and Mr. Green
Right.
spoke, and we talked about the possibility of having this loading zone. Oh.
It's the wrong room to be in, Mr. Green.
Mr. Green actually showed us some pictures of a couple of different trucks blocking the driveway, and no one likes their driveway blocked, so we talked about a loading zone. And maybe we can talk to Chief Wolfson about having a loading zone, but during a particular day part when it's not busy for Johnny's, and it can be, and then we can ask for deliveries. Johnny's said that they would ask for deliveries during that particular day part.
Mr. Green, Chief Wolfson is here. I will talk to him. I will also talk to Johnny's and see if we can get some more cooperation from him, and one of us will get back to you.
Okay. Johnny's very cooperative. He knows about the problem. I see the trucks now parking on the Dr. Anastasi's office on the Ventnor Avenue side, which is not good either, but...
We'll try and do something about that.
Thank you very much.
Chief, would you get in touch with me tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Ann Pancos, 200 North Osborne Avenue. I thought, I could be wrong, but I thought at the last meeting, there was quite a bit of discussion about the referendum from you, Scott. Pardon me?
Mayor, shall I answer?
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was,
I
yeah.
thought there was. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Ed Berger from the Margate Business Association. I would just like to get everybody to mark their calendars for June 29th of this month, please. June 29th is the official kickoff of the summer season for all of us, as the city of Margate gets to celebrate our two greatest assets, our beautiful beaches and our wonderful people. Beachstock 2013 will begin at 8 o'clock in the morning. We have a few new components that I'd like to share with you. Nobody ever could figure out why Margate never had a 1-mile ocean swim, and now we do. This will start at 9 o'clock in the morning. People are welcome to register at marvelousmargate.com. Will be followed right after that by a stand-up paddleboard competition. There'll be both individual races and relay races. The relay races require at least one woman, so it will be a mixed bag out there on the paddles. We also have, for the first time, 5 volleyball courts. There'll be an ongoing volleyball tournament from 10 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. We hope those of you that enjoy beach volleyball will participate. There's also, again, all of these events can be registered in advance at marvelousmargate.com. And for the first time, we're going to be moving our movie on the beach over to the grassy area on the library, on the front of the library, and the bands will continue playing it the evening for the first time in many years. There'll be a great bonfire on the beach to close out the night. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. It's between Granville and Huntington, and we hope that all of you mark your calendars and join the Business Association and the thousands of folks that are going to show up and help celebrate what our city's all about. I hope you'll join us all. And thank you, by the way, to every department head in the city, because this would certainly not be possible without full participation of the police department, the fire department, public works, everybody, as well as the commissioner's support. Thank you.
Ed, you'll let us know what time you need us there?
I think we've got you slated for 10 o'clock for kickoff. You're going to be kicking off the volleyball and kicking off beach stock. I didn't think we'd get you there at 8. So, but we'll be there.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Jan Simon, 424 North Thurlow Avenue. I couldn't agree with you more, Commissioner Tobey. Misinformation grows legs, and when that misinformation is coming from city government, those legs get really long, and subsequent legal liabilities get very expensive. There's some quotes I'm going to read to you. They're your quotes that were in a newspaper letter and also an email to Harry Hurley, who seems to be coming up a lot lately in depositions and things like that. It is clear his sources are unreliable because he could not be more misinformed. I resent his assumptive commentary. In my opinion, it was libelous and not responsible reporting, and his characterization of me is totally unfounded. Prior to airing such accusations, you would think Hurley would reach out to me personally for a comment. His critical words can never be taken back. The First Amendment permits freedom with both the written and spoken word. With this freedom comes responsibility, which in this case has not been exercised by Harry Hurley. We only get one reputation in life, and I guard mine very closely, which is why I am so angered that you would so easily trash me, in quotations. How would you feel if someone like yourself said things that were not true about your wife, friend, mother, or daughter? And how does one ever repair the damage? I believe we are in this life to see each other through, and not to see through each other. Does this only apply when someone is attacking you or your team, the Margate Concerned Citizens, which you referred to them as? Are the rules different for you and your team? Take the numerous, unfounded, misinformed, assumptive, libelous, vicious attacks on Blumberg, Tom Hiltner, Yogi Hiltner, and me. Do you reach out to those individuals before you so easily trash them? How do you think they feel? How do you think their spouses feel and their children, in some cases their grandchildren? And in Blumberg's case, how do you think his sister-in-law feels, who teaches in the school your own daughter attends? Like you said, we only get one reputation in life, and your words can never be taken back. What happened to your belief that we are in this life to not see through each other?
30
Like
seconds,
Mr.
Karen?
What?
30 seconds.
Thank you.
You're
Like
welcome.
Mr. Campbell so aptly stated in his letter, you are what you do, not what you say you will do. With freedom of speech, like you said, comes responsibility. Broadcasters and individuals' freedom of speech rights are much broader than any public official. It's not my rule, it's not my law. So whenever you violate something because it's your freedom of speech right, it can cost the city money, and they're liable for it. What I say, I'm liable for. What a broadcaster says, his and his station are liable for. What anybody in this group says, or the school board says, or a group that's aligned and associated and been able to participate in government meetings says, creates liability for the city. So you do have your freedom of rights as long as it doesn't violate somebody else's. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Art Cortelli, 114 North Lancaster Avenue. A couple of meetings ago, it was mentioned that everyone seemed to firm up that the city's going to be here in Union Avenue. Prior to that, it was here temporary, but that was a very short time. And it struck me at the time that, is this a way the city should respond? We had Sandy, and everybody says, well, let's see where we can go. We're wiped out. I guess we'll go to Union Avenue. Oh, by the way, after 2 weeks, I guess we'll firm that up, and that's where we're going to be. Probably nothing's going to happen in the future that's going to change that. And I thought that was pretty sad for a city not to have any kind of plan, even a contingency. So I start looking at it, and I realized that you're not talking to the school board, evidently, because the school board has been dropping at the rate of 15 children per year. They're at 473, and their plan in 5 years will put them down for the first time well below. It's going to put them to 390-something students. And they're planning to close Thai School. And that leaves a huge
building and a lot across the street, 200 by 400 feet, probably going to fall in your laps. I think you should start talking with the school board and anyone else and start putting together a real good plan so that the city will be ready when these things kind of come up, and it won't be so sudden as, oh, geez, we were just hit with a storm. So please talk in your discussions that you have for a plan. Talk to the school board as well and see what their plans are, and it may benefit you because you can come up with a better idea for everything.
All right, for you and the public, the city has already sat down for an initial meeting with school officials, and the topic of that is some sort of closing or, shrinking the size of the school district. We've had one meeting, we will have and we are on top of that.
Great, fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Steve Moore, 103 North Sumner Avenue. I'd like to say, number one, that I'm glad to live in a great country like this where I have First Amendment rights, and I can come up here and speak my mind, and people respect that. And everybody has those rights. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I was surprised to know that, Scott, you answer to a higher power. What power is that?
My answer, I think he meant my wife.
Your wife. Okay, I was just wondering, because that's news to me. But I have a question regarding the beach. Who actually owns the beach? Does the city own the beach? Or, and vis-a-vis, who owns it? Does the federal government own the beach? And the reason I say that is, I heard, of course there's rumors, so I heard a rumor that the federal government, if they decide, may just come in here and just go from Longport to Atlantic City and do whatever the hell they want, and it doesn't matter what anybody here thinks. That's a rumor, but who has do we have the right to stop that? And is that true?
I can answer, yeah.
Yeah, really?
Well, certain sections of the beach are owned by the city of Margate.
Okay.
Certain sections of the beach are owned by private individuals. The Army Corps and the state have advised us that there are 9 properties along the beachfront that would require written permission to implement a dune construction on their property. Now, it all depends what section of the beach you're talking about. In some areas, there are riparian grants that went out 1,550 feet.
Right.
And there's some areas where there are no grants. All of the street ends, for instance, basically I would say are street property, the paper streets that run out. But there are at least 9 parcels that the federal government and the state government believe are owned other than by the city of Margate. Other than that, I believe the city of Margate, for the most part, owns a majority of the beach.
Okay. Well, suppose the federal government came in and said, this is what we're doing, we're paying for it, that's it.
Well,
What would happen then?
what they're talking about there is a partial taking or a condemnation proceeding, and indeed that has happened in other areas of the country.
Right.
Now, it has not happened, to my knowledge, here in New Jersey. Very highly controversial. Our Supreme Court is right now considering a case involving a $375,000 partial taking award by a jury. There have been other cases reported, one in Ocean City where a property owner got about $100,000. The governor is addressing that. The DEP is well aware of that problem, and I believe the state's trying to address that problem as to who would ultimately have to step up and pay for that. And that's one of the issues that we face.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Steve. Anyone else? Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker? Yes. Blumberg?
Yes.
Stallby?
Yes.
We'll now open public comment on resolutions only.
Sewell, 22 West Drive, 2 very brief points. The higher authority is the Board of Ethics in Trenton, and it would be well for Madam Commissioner to refer to the series of cases, the Reverend Jerry Falwell versus Larry Flint, which broadly expanded the First Amendment rights, And it's rather enlightening because eventually the Reverend Falwell and Larry Flint became the fastest of good friends. In fact, someone once asked the Reverend Falwell if he was Larry Flint's shepherd. And the Reverend Falwell said, yes, I'm his shepherd, but he's my lost sheep. But more importantly, Mayor, can we get down to resolution number 124? Number 124, Solicitor? Number 124, we are in the merry month of June. That is the 12th month of the fiscal year. And it was my impression that if the totality of these payments met a certain threshold, there was a bid aspect that came into the authorizing of these payments. And since we're in the 12th month of the fiscal year, I would assume that this $2,000 may, or perhaps may not, exceed that stipulation. Can we have the solicitor, or perhaps the city administrator, comment on that particular issue?
Do it very briefly, John. We're in the fifth month at the moment of our calendar year.
I know, but we're in a fiscal year.
No, we're in a calendar year. So as it relates to the law at purchasing, and I'm not a licensed purchasing agent, but Mr. Hiltner is, and it's his responsibility to look at that, and I'll talk to him about it. But
Yes, I would like that to be assiduously followed.
But I doubt it in 5 months we're over that. But
Well, we're up, if we average out 2,000, then we'd be over 10,000, City Administrator. And I think that threshold is somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 grand, if I'm not wrong. How much?
I believe it's 36,000. Mr. Hilton, are you here?
36.
36? Okay, we'll keep watching. Thank you.
Keep adding it up, John. Anyone else?
Sharon Simon, 424 North Thurlow. I'll speak slowly, Commissioner Blumberg, to make sure you can follow what I'm saying, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is about a number, I'll just say it once, not like so, 123. Payroll, just a quick question. It's a payroll question. Our person, Roger, our, I don't know, project manager, engineer, whatever, has left us, and I know that there was this whole thing about street opening permits and fees and who's going to do them, and I'm assuming that now that he has left, that we will bring them into the Public Works Department, and then we can have a savings of, what, like $60,000 without paying a salary for someone to do them. So I don't know where that fits in, if ever, in a conversation, but I hope that if there's any conversation about any hire or doing anything with regard to street opening permits or any part of that position, that it be publicly discussed before any action is taken. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment on resolutions? Is there a motion to close this portion?
I'll make a motion that we close public comment.
Second.
Mr. Becker? Yes. Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner, would you like to carry on?
First reading of ordinance 2013-13, amending Chapter 257, Vehicles and Traffic for a handicap spot on 400 North Mansfield. Second reading, public hearing, June 20th, 5 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 123, payment of claims and payroll.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 124, payment of Colmar Home Center.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 125, lien redemption certificates 97-6 and 98-1.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 126, reappoints municipal court Judge John Rosenberger to a 3-year term.
With great honor, I will make that motion, and Judge Rosenberger is here. Judge, would you stand up? I'd like everybody to see what you look like, and tell them what a wonderful job you've been doing for us.
Thank you so much. I'm so pleased to be on the agenda, and I appreciate your confidence in my abilities for another reappointment. I will continue to serve the city diligently, and I hope we will honor the city.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Resolution 127 approves contract for the communication operators, a 3-year term.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
And they added Resolution 128 extends waiving of the permit fees for properties affected by storm damage through August 31st, 2013.
I will make that motion also.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Thank you, Tom. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Taube?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here.